Epps.
About to turn this opportunity on. Working every day till the day's gone. I can feel the energy is so strong. So get on my level. About to turn this opportunity on. Waiting for my game, now my day's come. My level I can see is feeling so strong. So get on my level.
Yeah, my mind on Benjamins, I'm stacking that, I'm on that. Man, I'm on God first and the family, they come second to that. So you know we making millions off of that. I told my people we gon' make $1 million off of rap. Family's all I know, making sure that they good for show. Make sure that my son done all his homework before I hit the show. If I'm on the road, we FaceTime. Family's all I know. No, I gotta give my God time. Prayer all I know. All I know, go get it, self-dependent. Don't settle for less. Baby girl say anytime you do it with finesse. Winning through Carl Thomas on a song. Told him put me on. I'ma show you how to make $1 million off a couch and phone. I'm not in competition with nobody. I just wanna win by the whole team Bugattis. Yeah, we just wanna live right. This is royalty, your highness. Make the music that is timeless.
About to turn this opportunity on. Working every day till the day's gone. I can feel the energy is so strong. So get on my level. About to turn this opportunity on. Waiting for my day's gone. My level I can see is feeling so strong. So get on my level.
My talent, use it, just abuse it. Make timeless music. Brains blue back, highway cruising. You know, coolin', that type of music. I just chill, no time for nuisance. If I the action, then I'm sorry. Don't need your 2 cents. I was taught to go make something happen. I ain't no opportunist. If you talking business with some digits, I'm like, absolutely. Hey, I can do way more than just rap. I can act in movies. I'ma see my children eat from what I'm doing. I got ton of vision. I can't see them cause I'm on a mission. Some people, they fell off on the ride. Couldn't see the vision. A lot of people hate it. They didn't want to see me blow up. Had to trade that Yukon in for that Rolls Royce. I'm not in competition with nobody. I just wanna win by the whole team Bugattis. Yeah, we just wanna live right. This is royalty, your highness. Make the music that is timeless.
About to turn this opportunity on. Working every day till the day's gone. I can feel the energy is so strong. So get on my level. About to turn this opportunity on. Waiting for my day, now my day's gone. My level I can see is feeling so strong. So get on my level. Opportunity on.
Right now, the DJ Epps
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I'm sure you can hear me now. Talk to me if you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Instagram been bugging lately, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's been bugging lately. I don't know if they updating stuff. Can you hear me now? We back, fam? We good? All right, cool. Yeah. So let me get back to it, man. The song I was playing a little while ago is called My Level by Finesse. Finesse is a definitely dedicated artist that be running through the show right here, live and direct for you and yours, so appreciate that. Finesse. Joint's called My Level. Joint's crazy. I like it. It's a vibe. Today, my man AV, he does the show with me on Tuesday night, live and direct Tuesday night. My guy AV is in the building, Alpha Villains. And we have our special guest tonight, Black Spider Guy Advice. Now, I was asked to bring my guy, Black Spider, to the show because the world thinks he's very interesting. So it's only right that we brought something interesting to the show. You know what I mean? Which jacket? What jacket? The vest? What jacket y'all talking about, man? There's a couple of jackets, man. Shout out to all my sponsors that be showing off and sending me joint. Now, also, man, the show is sponsored by General Public Services, man. Hit them up, man. That's my peoples. Word up. Subscribe to the YouTube GPSN. Shout out to my family, Chubbs the Dreamer. Shout out to my man Bless. B was popping. Nikki White Chocolate, how you doing? Need everybody to share live, buy a badge, and all that good stuff, all right? Got a couple of gifts. I want to just, share it to everybody, you know what I mean? Ross, what's up, man? DJ Ross, what up, baby? Holla back at your boy. What they do? Now, today, they always sending your boy gifts, so, you know what I mean? And shout to Lela's forever sending us gifts, you know what I mean? So let me just go ahead and open this right quick and let you know what's popping. Now, don't forget, man, Indie Thursdays is going down this Thursday night. And I got my man, Nimrod from Wu-Tang Management, going to be in the building this Thursday at 10 o'clock. Yeah. Shout out to the Wu-Tang Management. Shout out to Nimrod, the whole team. You know what I mean? He's going to be in the building Thursdays. You don't want to miss out on that, all right? Now, like I told you, shout to LL, shout to the Rock the Bells fam. There they go. Yeah, you see that? You see that right there? Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. The Rock the Bells jacket, that was one thing. Oh, okay. Yeah. I've been watching these. Yeah. Let me back this thing up right quick, man. Let me show you what's going on. Yeah. Oh, this is awesome. So I got the sweatsuit, you know what I mean? Yeah. Got the sweatsuit with the jogging pants to match. Also the regular shirt, you know what I mean? Yeah. Shout out to Rock the Bells family. You know what it is. Big shout to Claudine. Big shout to Rachel. Shout out to my man Jay Hudson. Everybody at Rock the Bells, I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. And it's cold out here in Miami, believe it or not. Cool Joe, Goody Mob was popping. And big shout out to everybody that was missing last night, man. Our network was out of service, down last night, so I know everybody in their living room, they didn't get to see the show, the records that we broke last night. Big shout out to Cujo, we broke his record. Boy, Stop, joint's crazy. Word up, man. About like 3 minutes, we're gonna bring Black Spider in the building. Where's my other gift? There it goes. Now, let me tell you something. Let me give you a little, story. So when I started this live Monday to Friday, it was through the pandemic. It was just for the pandemic, you know what I mean, healing the world. Got nothing to do because I couldn't go in the clubs and go shut the clubs down. So I turned on the live just like D-Nice and started healing the world and DJing and doing what I do. Young Ghetto was popping. But at the same time, Badge Gang, please buy a badge. At the same time, and share the live. at the same time, you know, it was a high demand. Everybody was like, yo, Epps, continue it. Like, you know what I mean? This is like a radio station for Instagram. This is like, you know, we need this. You know what I mean? We don't see DJs like you tearing it up on the turntables or bringing special guests, not just celebrity guests, but all types of guests. You know what I mean? You know, DJs coming to DJ on my show and all that stuff. And you know, breaking music. That's one of the most important parts of my show is breaking new music, just like we did last night on New Music Mondays. One thing I did not expect to receive is, to continue receiving, is plaques. And big shout, let me just take off the corners right here, man. Big shout to Digital Radio Tracker, along with King Buckley, Dreezy, John Blue. Hey, let me back this up right quick, man. They sent me a plaque for breaking their records right here, breaking this single. Yeah, Getaway, breaking this single on my show. You know what I mean? Whether it was on live, whether it was on radio, but most of it was on live because, you know, the recognition came in when, you know, your boy was going live on the gram Monday to Friday, 10 p.m., and they sent your boy a plaque. And shoot, man, I really appreciate that, man. So big shout to my man King Buckley, shout to that girl Breezy, you know what I mean, John Blue, Digital Radio Tracker. I appreciate y'all, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's beautiful. Matter of fact, you know what I mean? We're going to get into that joint in a little bit so I can show you what we're doing out here, man. But in the meantime, let me get ready to bring my family in the building. Oh, man, yeah, that felt good. That was love right there, man. So I appreciate King Buckley, the whole team. Shout to Rock the Bells, shout to LL for sending me those joints, man. I appreciate that, all right? Everybody, man, you know what it is. Next Tuesday, don't forget it. My man Munchie coming to the building. If you know Munchie, you know, influencer, how can I say? He's definitely a comedian. To me, he is. It says Thursday. I don't know why. My graphic designer messed up, man. It's supposed to be next Tuesday, all right? Oh! There
hey, what's
goes.
up?
There he goes. There he go. What's up, my guy?
What's up, DJ Epps? How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. Always good to hear your voice. Always good to see you, Black Spidey.
Same, right back at you, man.
Listen, man. First of all, I know you got a lot of things that you're doing out there in the world, man. You're definitely giving advice. You're healing the world. You're making people laugh. But I thank you for coming on the show today. I appreciate that.
You. Thank you.
Definitely. Before AV comes in, maybe he's going to come in a little bit. We're going to talk to AV. He's going to come hang out with us. But till then, I want to know, how did this all started for you right now, man? Because I've been watching all your posts, and you know, they definitely make me laugh. You know, I thought it would go one way, but you definitely go the other way. Talk to me. How did this all started right here?
Well, it started about 2 years ago. Just watching videos on TikTok, watching videos on YouTube. And there seems to be a very big bias. There seems to be a lot of fighting between men and women. And one day I just saw a tag. It said, "Kill all men." It just bothered me. And so, you know, I said I wanted to do this, but I wanted to do it in a way that kind of separated me from, you know, my me and what I do, and do something else. Try to be maybe a host of some type, a hero, quote unquote, and just try to break the BS, but do it in a way that's fun, you know? So I just started making stuff and just kept growing.
Listen, there's a lot of BS out there, so I hear what you're saying, man. And how's it been working out for you?
So in the beginning, definitely people were like, "This guy's wearing a mask. That's stupid." But you know, but at the end of the day, you know, the reason for the mask isn't just to protect the identity, but it's to be a symbol. You know, the goal is to have people attack my viewpoints, attack the knowledge, not necessarily me. When it becomes personal, it's just an attack. You want people to learn something, have a little laugh, but learn something at the end of the day. And, I feel like a lot of that laughter is missing in our world. A lot of that happiness of, hey, you know what? You may not like what I say, and I may not like what you say, but we can kind of meet in the middle. There's no middle ground anymore. So I kind of wanted to try and create that. Now, have I had a lot of hate? Sure. But, growing up, my father always told me, son, people are going to hate you for being black. They're going to hate you for being a man. They're going to hate you for being whatever you are. So you might as well just be yourself.
Hey, I agree. You know what I mean? As a DJ, I get hated on, so I totally understand. No matter what you are, black, white, you're going to get hated, especially if you're on top of your game and you're doing your thing. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yo, so what is the most best thing that you like attacking, giving advice to people?
I like attacking critical thinking. I mainly talk about dating. I mainly talk about marriage. I try to keep dudes from simping is pretty much the big premise of what I talk about. A lot of men out here are just so thirsty for the female body, and they don't even have a job, or they don't even know what net worth is. They don't know what stock investing is. I've got guys asking me, Spider Guy, how do I get this big booty girl to like me? And I'm like, bro, do you even know who you are? Do you even know who you are? Maybe start there, and then the female thing can start after. I promote men working on their money. I promote men working on their physical body, traveling. A lot of dudes, I know a dude that messaged me. He said, Spider Guy, I saw your video, man. I'm 50 years old, and I just realized I was simping my whole life. And I said, man, this scares the hell out of me. Please, please don't tell me that a 27-year-old just woke you up just now. My God. But, it's nice to be able to get those messages from men that say, hey, Spider Guy, you showed me that I have value. Because there's a lot of men out there that, think that a woman is their value. They think that having a beautiful woman, well, I've got this big booty girl and she got big old titties. And it's like, that's nice. That's great. But if she's going to cheat on you the next day and you have no value holding her there, then what's the point of even being with her,
Yeah, definitely. Are you a big booty guy, man?
Nah, I love big boobs, bro. I'm a chest guy, man.
Well, we talking about C cups, D cups?
C is nice depending on the body. I'm a double D's guy, man. I like it big. I got big hands, big arms, so
Oh man, I didn't think this was gonna be so fun like this, man. So I noticed that a couple of advices that you give on your page is like you were saying, simping. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Is it a right to simp for fellas? You know what I mean?
So there's a difference between simping and giving affection, right? There's two distinctions. Simping is when you're giving your energy, right, to a girl. You're giving everything to this person and you're not getting anything back, right? It's okay to give affection, but don't give so much affection to the point where you get nothing in return. Because she will utilize you as a resource. She will drain you if you give her the chance. But it's important for men to understand that, hey, wait a minute. Maybe I'm giving this girl too much money. Maybe I shouldn't give her money at all. Why am I giving her money? Why am I with this person? I want to add in the critical thinking part so that men can save some cash flow, because who knows if that girl is sucking some dude's D in the corner and you're just kissing her afterwards,
Yeah. You're absolutely right. There's a lot of fuckery going around lately with women. And, these fuckery things that I noticed, back in the days, men would do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But now I see women are they probably took it to the next level with it.
Oh, that's because girls have now gained the ability of not only masculinity, but femininity at the same time. The combination.
Some people don't want to hear that.
Oh, see, that's the thing. The truth hurts, but it's also fun to hear.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. Girls said that they wanted to be treated the same, but at the same time still want to benefit from being a woman. So not only can they be masculine, but they can also say, please, daddy, give me some money, and the dude will do it. But then when she doesn't want him to be around, she says, leave me alone, I'm free and independent. It's just fun back and forth, you know?
Yeah, I definitely believe it. What's your take on gold diggers out there? Because there's a lot of gold diggers out there. Spidey, do you like gold diggers? Oh, wait.
Hey, what's up,
Go,
B?
AV.
What's up,
Hey,
AV?
what's up, man?
What's up, guys? My fault, man. I had to put out a fire at work, man. How's it going?
It's going good, bro.
Everything's good, man. I'm here thinking Black Spidey's the superhero, but you out here taking out fires. You know what I mean? What's going on?
Yeah. I had to put out a fire and shit. Took somebody in, man. But yeah, I just chimed in and shit. What's going on? Shout out to Team Epps. What's popping?
Everything's good, man. Everybody just logged in, man. Follow my guy AV Alpha Villain. Also follow my guy Black Spider Guy Advice, and we're gonna talk about a lot of things. And we were just talking about simping and women are just kind of acting up what men used to do back in the days. And I was just about to ask him his take on gold diggers these days.
Would you want me to go? You want him to go?
Now you go, bro. You first.
Yeah, why not?
Well, women are first and foremost the seekers of safety, security, and stability. So they're going to get it no matter what. They're going to try and dig deep and figure out what man they can get it from. The men that has the standards or the wall in front, that's harder to get. So they're going to go after what they can. Now, the guys that are willing to give up their resources simply because a girl's got big boobs and she bounces around, hey, man, I'm trying to save you, but if I can't save you, you're going to get used. Right. Gold diggers are, every woman has a gold digger in her, okay? They all have this desire to take money and resources. It's all there. It depends on who's willing to admit it, who's willing to embrace it 100%, maybe 20%, maybe 10%, but they all have it, right?
Right.
So, at the end of the day, it's not, do you like gold diggers? It's what percentage of gold digger is your girl and how often does she exercise that gold digger energy, right? So, I don't really think about gold diggers per se. I just know that when I'm dealing with a woman and money comes up, I'm making sure that I'm getting something out of that exchange. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to pay. So I might as well get an investment on my, buying of the stock, AKA this woman.
That's a big fact. That's a big fact, man. And, like I said, man, I appreciate this happening because just a quick backstory and shit. Me and Black Spider Guy Advice did an episode on my channel, Alpha Villains on YouTube. And I really liked his approach. You know what I mean? He's got a very unique way to convey a message that's very important. So, we always talking about gold diggers and shit, and men are mad at women because they're not utilizing all the content and information that's out there to their advantage. So they rather blame the woman. Sometimes men don't take themselves, have any accountability because they're trying to be like a woman, because most women are never wrong and they don't have any accountability. So in this particular instance, when you talk about gold diggers, I'm not mad at a woman for trying to rely on her instincts. I'm mostly mad at men for being hard-headed and not understanding that whatever occurs to the man is his responsibility and his lack of accountability. So that's where I'm at with this shit.
Yes, I've gotten there too. I mean, I remember in the beginning when I first started my journey like 8 years ago, learning all this, I was angry. I was mad. I was like, women just use men for money. But then once you realize, what we're designed here on this planet for and what they all try to do, it's like, well, then it's mainly just me. And if I don't entertain it, then it doesn't affect me. But then you start realizing that most men don't know this or aren't aware of this. Because your mom teaches you to become a 40-year-old, nice guy that takes care of mommy at home versus a strong man who's all about his value and making sure he takes names and builds his empire. It's just the way it is. Depends on who's teaching you.
Right. Everybody, man, if you just chime in, man, buy a badge, follow us. Right about now, we got my man Black Spider-Man Advice, AV Alpha Villain in the building. Let me ask you guys a quick question right quick. What's your take on what's going on right now with Kanye West and his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian? And what's Funny Boy's name on SNL?
Pete Davidson.
Yes.
Pete Davidson.
You go first, V.
All right. you know, we touch on this a lot. But at the end of the day, man, you know, for me, I think it's all a publicity stunt. You know what I'm saying? I think Kanye is just doing shit extra to try to get back at Kim. And I don't think Kim really cares. You know, sometimes, man, again, we always talk about men holding themselves accountable. You got to know what you're signing up for, bro, especially if you're so brilliant in one area of your life. It baffles me that sometimes just a woman with a fat booty and fat breasts can really take a man off of his square and off of his purpose. So him resorting to these tactics to try to get Julia Fox and do all these photo shoots after fucking 3 dates, I think is suspect. And it just kind of shows that at the end of the day, what we all talk about, women are beautiful, you know, they're essential. But if you don't have yourself in check and you wind up loving the woman more than she loves you, man, you opening yourself up for shit like this because your emotions are going to overpower your logic. So that's my take on it, because if you really think about it, most women and most grandmothers are raising their daughters to get with a man that loves them more than they love us. So it's a back and forth, bro. So at the end of the day, I think as men, it's our responsibility to teach everyone, boys and girls, but especially our boys, so that way they're not making the same mistakes that a lot of these dudes are making right now.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Kanye, you know, after his mother passed, I don't think he ever was really the same. I don't think he ever really healed from that. And I feel like ever since then, he's been chasing something to fill that void, and was never able to do it because he never got through that grief. I feel for the guy. He wants to be a father, you know, he wants to be there for his kid. When it comes to children, I'm very serious with that. Any man that has children, be there for your children. You know, my father didn't have a dad, so he was a good father to me because he said he never knew what that was and would never want his child to go through that. So I commend him on that. Honestly, though, when it comes to his ex-wife, you know, I feel like he should have knew what he was getting into, especially with why she's famous in the first place. I watched one of her interviews where she was talking about how she was offered a deal for $1 million for some kind of shoot, and Kanye West said, don't do it. And then he gave her $1 million just for listening to him, which I think was bad because she should have not done it because he said not to. He shouldn't have rewarded that behavior.
Yeah.
Right.
So just off of listening to how she talked about how he dealt with that interaction, I feel like Kanye, again, being a mother, not a mama's boy to a degree. I don't want to say that. I want to put that in a negative context, but you know, he didn't get over his mother, and his mother was a big part of his life. And any man that's mainly raised by a woman's going to teach you how to be more of a simp to a degree. So I feel like he was more susceptible to Kim's ways of being. And I feel like Kim needs I feel like Kim needs that alpha male that says, shut up, puts her in her place. Kanye isn't that. Kanye is a man who's on his purpose. So she's attracted to that genius, that amazing artist that he is. But she's missing the man part because, again, he never got over that grief. So I feel like that pushed her away because deep down inside, he still needed to be healed. And that's a turnoff for her because she's a woman that many men covet. So if a dominant man who's been through depression, I think this guy, he's been through a lot, you know, so he's dealt with his demons. He's moving forward. That's more attractive to a woman who's all she's known as a man with resources. Because you can be rich. I say this all the time. You can be rich, but still be a simp. You could be buff, but still be a simp. You could have everything that every man desires, but still not be healed and still be susceptible to manipulation. You know, so people look at Kanye and be like, Kanye is an alpha. Kanye is the greatest. But it's like, take away the man's money. Who is he, right? You know, I tell everybody all the time, it's like, take away what makes you attracted to others on the outside. Who are you on the inside? What is your why? You know, and I feel like with Kanye, his why is to be the greatest. But, you know, speaking from trauma, right? Because I have trauma. My desire to be the greatest comes from the fact that I was told that I was a nobody, that I was a nothing, that I was a loser, that I was a failure. But I can admit that. I don't think Kanye can. And I think that's the issue.
Hey, I like what you guys said. I think I agree with everything you guys say. Black Spidey. Why I keep calling you Black Spidey?
Just call me BSG, bro. Black Spider Guy. BSG.
BSG. There we go. BSG, you know, on your page, you got something where, you know, you comment on certain videos and then you give them the thumbs up and give them the nice shot.
Right.
Talk to me about that.
So nice shot. That comes. It's basically you're watching a video, and then I go nice shot to sarcastically point out the hidden truth in the video that you know is there, right? For example, a guy looking at a girl, giving a girl a whole bunch of money, and the girl goes, "Men are simps," and I go, "Nice shot," right? It's to point out the fact that, or to point out a funny and the truth that's hidden that we all ignore every day. That's pretty much what it is. I watch videos and I go, man, there's so much truth in this that people aren't seeing, because there's levels to this shit. Just like your DJ Epps, but people only know you as DJ Epps. They don't know all of the hard work. They don't know the underlying blood, sweat, and tears, the father side of you. They just see the surface, right? It's the same thing when I do a nice shot. I want you to be like, nice shot. Wait a minute. What did I miss? Go back. Oh, I see what he's saying. It's to get people to critically think, but in a fun way.
It had me going back and checking it out. Definitely.
Yeah, I love the fact that, that's one of the things that I like about BSG as well, because he's found a way for us to swallow and cope with the truth without taking it raw, right? So it's kind of like you put like a little bit of sugar on top of shit. But once you get to a point where you start accepting the truth, you start embracing the truth, man, things start to become comical, right? I found that when I do content, I'm giggling periodically. And I'm not really a smiley dude, but when I talk about shit that's the truth, underlying tones and truth and shit that people refuse to talk about, I oftentimes laugh at it because I've accepted the truth. Because like Spidey says, initially, when you find out you were lied to or you find out the truth, we have a tendency to get angry. So even my content, initially, it could be perceived as being angry. Now my content has evolved since the time I first came out because I've accepted certain truths. And at the end of the day, bro, right now it's peace over pussy. Nobody's here to try to convince somebody that doesn't want to be convinced. Nobody's not trying to change somebody that doesn't want to be changed. And nobody's not trying to talk to anybody that doesn't want to be helped. So preserve your energy, gentlemen. 2022, man. Stop trying to convince somebody there's something that they're not until they're ready to learn, bro.
100.
BSG, what do you think about the people that, and like when I first brought AV to my show, there was some there was some female fan base that would hit me up live and direct. They'll pull me up in the club. They'll be like, yo, that guy AV, I'm not too sure about him. You know what I mean?
Right.
But now they're used to him. I guess they seeing his point. You know what I mean? They see his view. They sing the alpha side of situations, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. What do you think about people that cannot take the type of content that people like AV talk about? You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that they don't want to hear it. They just don't want to hear it. They don't want to understand it, and so on.
Well, life can be an echo chamber if you so choose for it to be, right? If I can stay in my little bubble and be safe, why not? This is the world we live in, where you're able to watch the videos you want to watch. You don't have to watch TV. You can just select what you want. So because we live in a world where we can select what we watch, we'll select what we listen to, when somebody watches something that they're normally used to and then AV comes in, it's like, whoa, this has changed. This is different. And I think I brought this up before, which is, a lot of people don't understand the burden of masculinity that man must bear. When you get to see through the burden of femininity, which there is a burden to that, right? When a man then says, wait a second, I'll give you an example. Actually, I was on another live with Black Spider-Man from TikTok, and this OnlyFans chick came up to me and she said, what's wrong with selling pictures online? And I said, there's nothing wrong with the idea of selling things online. If you wish to have that kind of business, so be it. The problem is for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. And we cannot turn a blind eye to the fact that the people that consume this content are men that either have not built up themselves, or they're men that view women as tools or items, which is a negative thing, very negative, or they're suicidal, feel alone. There's a lot of people who are addicted to this, and their lives are not improving because of it. There's a lot of effects. My father always said life is like chess. Every choice you make creates another connection, whether you see it or not. You're just going to have to experience it when it does.
Right.
You know, so of course, if she was like, well, you know, I think men should be able to do what they want. But again, you see through the lens that is a woman. You see through the burden of femininity, but the burden of masculinity is my lens. So I don't expect you to understand. I don't expect you to really even listen, because at the end of the day, I am a man. And though I live in the 21st century, there is so much expected of me still that I feel like it doesn't matter whether you think it's good or bad. Because I am a man living within this world, you should at least listen to what I'm trying to say. Hell, we have the highest suicide rate out of everybody. Why not listen to a man that's trying to say, hey, this is bad? You know, and what I really have an issue with is it affects younger generations, because I see 15, 16, 17-year-old girls shaking their ass on a phone, right? And that's child pornography. That's child pornography. And there are people out there that are hungry for this kind of content, and TikTok allows it because they get ad revenue. But this is a dangerous situation where you've got young girls thinking all they need to do is suck the right D and their lives will be taken care of, when they should be cultivating their minds and becoming better people. That's all I'm saying.
Man, that's what I'm talking about, man. You know what I mean? You can't judge a book by its cover. And like I said, you know, BSG, you know what I mean, his delivery, you know, he has a mask on, and he has somewhat of a, not a gimmick, but a way he presents his message. But his message is real deep, bro. Because again, you know, Regina King's son, you know, he just committed suicide. Shout out, my prayers out to her.
Sad story, man.
Yeah, 26 years old, man. And you know, the big misconception is that, you know, male suicide, you know, men are more likely to commit suicide than women. And I think one of the main reasons are because men were lied to, and unfortunately were taught to be something that is no longer appreciated. Men were taught to be chivalrous, gentlemen, support women, do everything that, you know, is required to be a man, but it's no longer appreciated. And even though men are required to compartmentalize and manage their emotions, we still want to feel appreciated. The title of a man is a thankless role. We don't get thanks for, if you have children, you don't get thanks for your kids. You don't get thanks from your wife, your girl, anybody, because you are expected to do it. So at the end of the day, that burden that BSG was talking about, it's a burden that most people will not understand. And if they don't understand you, this is when they'll start to rebel against you. When you start to shed a light about a secret about female nature that women don't want other niggas to know, then you a fuckboy. Then they're going to call you Epps. I don't like that guy, bro, even though she's living that life that she's complaining about. So at the end of the day, man, the truth has to be embraced, but you'll only know when you're ready for the truth, when you can laugh about the truth.
Very true. Very true. It's just sad, man. You know, I had a recent talk with a female, and I said, you know what's funny? It's cool to be a man until the world ends. It's cool to be a man. It's cool to be a man until the street is running red. It's cool to be a man until somebody needs to be saved. You know, I tell dudes all the time, you can choose to not be masculine if you want to, but the day will come where they're going to call upon you. And if you do not cultivate that strength inside of you, when the time does come, you're going to get killed. And, you know, it's sad. You know, when I was a kid, my father told me, he taught me a lot of things, but one of the things he taught me was, son, I can't build a tree house, but I'll give you the nails to figure it out. You know, my dad was very big on you figuring things out, but nowadays everything is kind of handed to men, and men are told to show emotion, as one person said, or a man is told to calm down, or a man is said that the way he is too aggressive, too dominant. But, you know, at the same time, it's that energy that built this city. It's the energy that built the roads, that energy that made the inventions that we use today. I mean, again, I'm not saying to be too aggressive in a very toxic capacity, but the thing is that being a man in itself is being a beast under control at all times. You know, and girls tell me that the world is unsafe, and the cities are unsafe. But I said, if the city was unsafe, as soon as you went outside, you would be kidnapped. You know, there's always a man to save you. Men don't have anyone to save them. You know, I tell dudes all the time, you know, I'm Spider Guy advice. I'm trying to save you, but there's a lot of people out there, for the most part, that give less than a shit about a man besides his income base. take away your money, but what are you? But a man that walks through the world alone, right? So it's really important for men to understand that at the end of the day, we're seen as mainly a utility, and it's been that way since the dawn of time. It's just shaped and formed in a different way. And girls today are taught, to incorporate masculine form and masculine parts. But, this is why a lot of women at the end of the day that do become CEOs, do become multimillionaires, they say, well, where did my dominant, strong man go? And it's like, well, you became the man you desired to gain. So, how can you acquire a man when you became the man for which you desired in the first place? So now there's no space for me. So, I just want men to be as strong as they can, because the time will come when you need to be a man, and it comes whether you want it to or not. And the job that I have, that I don't want to speak too much on, I'm called upon many times to be a man, to be that strong force. And if I didn't cultivate that strength, I would be more of a weight than I would be a help.
Right. Got you. I recently saw AV, in one of his posts, he was just lashing out like women will never, do man stuff, be as powerful as a man. Do you remember that, AV? Did I catch that right?
I don't know about that, but I mean, it sounds like me. But basically, in a nutshell,
he was just
because
he was going crazy. He was like, yo, women, you will never be dominant as men. You will never be as, I'm like, okay, he's possibly right.
Well, you know what it is? It's like, again, I always said this before. I've said this on our show too. Men and women are different, right? So I don't think, if we know that we're different, I don't think one or the other should be requiring or wanting to be equal to the others, right? So if I'm a man and you're a woman, we can't be equal because we're different. So what happens is women wanted equality because, in hindsight, I truly believe, in my view, that they think that they're inferior, because if you're asking to be equal to someone, that means that you see them on a higher level than you. So I always think that men and women are better together than apart. The only way that it works is if we complement each other, where men highlight and perform their duties that they are, where they are dominant in their roles, and women do the same. Right. So just because I'm stronger than a woman or I'm more dominant doesn't mean that she's less than me. It just means that we're both different. And like BSG said, women are taught to be more masculine while men are trying to understand a woman. And as a result, they start to become more feminine. So it's not about who's better. It's about complementing each other's lives and making sure that we all follow our roles so we can live, a better life.
100%, man. 100%. Girls want to acquire the masculine energy without bearing the burden of the masculine consequences that come from it. They want the benefit of the masculine energy, but they don't want the consequences that come with that. And, it bothers me when girls say, well, a woman can be dominant too, but it's like, yeah, but you're not going to want him. you're not going to want it, because whether you like it or not, you're an instinctive creature on this planet who has needs and desires that go beyond what you personally want, right? So a girl can want a man to be feminine, but she'll be like, why can't he be a man once in a blue? It's like, well, that's not how this works, dear. You need to either understand that a weapon is a weapon, and that you need to sheath it sometimes, but it needs to be sharp or it's useless, or get a stick. You're not going to like the stick because the stick is going to break. You're going to want that blade. But you want it to be sheathed. Right now, girls are asking men to be emotional because society has made these walls. You have machines, you've got computers that have created a shield to keep them from seeing the necessity of being a masculine man. We don't need men. We've got cars. We don't need men. We've got computers. We don't need men. We've got all these machineries and science. We don't need men. But as soon as the world goes to shit in a hay basket, who are you going to be calling?
Right.
Who are you going to be calling? I remember I asked one girl, I said, what's funny? Right now, if I hit you, you have a safety net of masculinity ready to save you. But if you had me and you stark naked in a desert and we had to fight, who would be more advantageous in that physical altercation? I'm not saying again that a woman can't, but what I'm saying is that we were designed for different purposes. And what I don't really get is that why is it that you are seeking equality and not just strength in what you are? right? If you're a
Exactly.
woman and you're proud to be a woman, be proud to be a woman. Why are you incorporating parts of what makes me into you when you then say, well,
Boom.
I'm a strong black woman, I'm a strong white woman? Then be a woman and be strong at that.
Yeah.
Why are you incorporating parts of what makes me strong and putting it into you? Is it because you see strength as a man? Is it because when you think of power, you think of a man? Is it because of when you think of dominance or a leader, you cut your hair short and you wear a suit and tie because that's what men do? Why not wear a dress? Why not be feminine, but at the same time still lead? Why is it that when you think of feminine, you think of weak, you think of submission, you think as a slave? Being a leader is even harder. You want this leadership role so badly. Do you not understand that I am the bringer of death and the bringer of life? I stand between both. I have to make decisions that will either crumble my empire or grow it. I have to make decisions whether I'm going to eat, whether we're going to eat. I got to make sure the mortgage is paid. All of this burden of masculinity. You really want that? And what's happening now is women are finding out that they don't want that. So they're asking, where are the strong men? I'm tired of working, but it's like, it's too late. It's too late. You begged for it. We gave it to you. Now you're saying black men are weak and men ain't shit. Well, you didn't want us to be strong anymore. Right. And we got tired of being called toxic. So we gave it to you. But now you have it and you don't like it. And it sucks.
Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
And it's like, if you want a man to be this powerful leader, you can't also be a powerful leader. Two kings under one kingdom creates chaos and civil war.
Let's go.
If I must be the king, if I must be the leader that which you respect, then you must be my confidant, my support, the general of the army. But I must wear the crown. Stop comparing the queen's crown to the king's, because I'm the one that selects. Right. You choose, but I select. And I don't understand why we can't just appreciate these roles. I mean, I do understand why, which is, we can talk about that later, which is just the breakdown of the core family unit, which makes it easier for the government to control us. But that's just a whole nother story.
Right.
But there's power in family. I tell people all the time, look at America. Look at China. Look at America. Look at Russia. China eliminated feminism from their entire internet. They have mandatory masculinity classes, and they make sure that everyone gets married, and they've got communities that promote unity. Why would a powerful country bent on world domination strengthen the family unit as its primary goal? Because they know that strong men, good women, and a strong, prosperous country starts at the nuclear family. In our country, all we focus on is independent. Me. And you can think about you all day, but all that does is turn you into a giant kid. You're just a big kid. You don't understand. You don't understand having to share with another person. Take the burden of choosing whether between your kid should go to a tech school or a public school. You don't bear that weight of having to take care of your wife when she's sick, or having to choose between seeing your parents or going to your child's recital. You don't have that. You're just a big kid that's able to just do whatever you want. Well, I like being able to party until you're 50 and alone. And with the job that I have, I work in the medical field. I see people die every single day. And the one thing that I've noticed when people are dying is they beg for somebody to hold their hand. They beg for it, or they regret. Oh, why didn't I marry that person? I met I know I'm rambling right now, but let me just finish it with this last part. I met a woman who was 95 years old, inherited old money. When I say old money, I mean money that's like a country money. She didn't marry anybody. She slept with every man she could. And I remember she was dying of cancer. And she told me, she said, honey, you know what's funny? I slept with every man I wanted, ate every type of food or dish I ever wanted, traveled everywhere, listened to every show, met every kind of person ever. And the one thing that I wish that I had right now is just a daughter or a son to hold me. because I'm dying. And my brothers are dead. My mother is dead. My father is dead. My entire line is gone. And I am the last of my kind as far as her family is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
So what that's come to show me, man, is family is paramount, not just on building a country, but just the human will itself. We're not meant to be alone. Human beings are not built or designed to be alone. The whole reason why we're able to express emotion in itself comes from the fact that we need to be able to feel. If I cry and you cry, we cry together, right? That's a song. But at the same time, there's a deeper meaning to that. And it's that if I feel, then you can feel, and then we can convey energy with one another and want to protect one another and love one another and have passion. But we can't do that if all we think of each other as just tools and items to be used, as a picture to be bought for $10. We're so much greater than that. This is why depression is so high. Death is so high. Suicide is so high. Everyone's confused, lost, because we've lost our core.
I agree, man. And one thing that we all don't want to do is die alone, man. And I'm glad I have my wife, I have my 2 kids, and I know I will definitely have somebody to hold their hands, or both my hands, you know what I mean?
It's important.
Once God, calls me.
Hell yeah, man.
Oh, man, you just dropped a whole lot of gem right quick. Black Spider Guy. I don't believe I got my guy on the show, man. I think we need to do a part 2. I'm going to be honest with you.
Hey, man, I'm always open.
Definitely. Before we get up out of here, man, let everybody know where they can find you and what's your purpose in life with your character and what you do out here in this world.
Well, hey, man, I'm just your friendly neighborhood spider guy, just trying to point out the BS, fight against the BS and the systems that be. You may not like my message sometimes, but I'm just trying to have a laugh. I have women and I have men on my page, and we dispute and we fight, but there's no hate here. It's all about having a good time and understanding the truth in this world and getting back to what we should be and not what we are today. If you want to follow me, everything is Black Spider Guy Advice, from my YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, everything. Instagram is my home, though. It's all Black Spider Guy Advice.
Why blue? Why not another color? Why blue? Why you got the...
I like the color blue because, number one, I was in the military and I was in the Navy. That's one. But 2, blue reminds me of the sky, and it's the thing we all look up to.
Right.
Let's go. Let's go.
Sorry, I just...
You already know.
I think a lot about a lot of things, my bad.
Absolutely.
So do I, you know what I mean? That's why I had to ask, you know what I mean? I'm like, I love the Black Spidey, but I wonder why I'm not a different color. AV, you got anything you want to touch on before we get up out of here?
Man, like I said, man, this was awesome. This is, like I said, man, I knew that we had to bring him on the platform, man, because, he and I, we did an episode on my YouTube channel, Alpha Villains 101 with AV. And we've collaborated before, man, but I thought it was very important for the message to get out, because a lot of times we wind up hating the messenger instead of the message. Don't focus on the messenger, focus on the message, man. And if we can convey and save somebody or enlighten a woman or a man to become better and realize and embrace the truth, man, my job is done, man.
Facts.
Love it. Guys, man, like I said, I think we need to do a part 2 very soon. We do a round 2, man, because there's a lot of things we need to talk about. And we got to heal the world some more, especially coming out of this pandemic and the direction that the world is going.
100%, DJ Epps.
Hey, thank you for coming on the show. Everybody follow my guy, Black Spider Guy Advice.
It's okay, you'll get it.
Yeah. Follow my guy. Also follow my guy, AV Alpha Villains, man. Next week, we got Munchie in the building, comedian, you know what I mean? And once again, Black Spider Guy, I just want to thank you for coming through. You are a different kind breed, first-time breed, different kind of breed that came to the show and gave a different, light to the show, man. And I just thank you for doing that, man. Anytime,
sir. Anytime.
Definitely, man. All right, man. Have a good night. AV, you know what it is. Next Tuesday, I
see you. Peace. You
I
already know, brothers. Appreciate you. Love you, bro.
You know what it is. All right. Holla at me
all
anytime. Word up, man. DJ Epps, we in the building live and direct for you and yours. Once again, man, Munchie will be in the building. I know the flyer says Thursday. They made a mistake, but if you know Munchie, you know Munchie right there. Very famous guy on the gram, comedian, influencer. He's going to be on the show next Tuesday at 10 o'clock, so you don't want to miss out on that, man. And Indie Thursdays, Big Fellow's going to be in the building. My man Nimrod's going to be in the building from Wu-Tang Management. The show is also brought to you by GPS Network, General Public Services. Subscribe to their YouTube, GPS, and check out the YouTube. Great interviews, great shows on there. Shout out to my guy Bless. Tomorrow night, I'll be on the turntables too, man. We're going to shut it down, and hopefully Instagram will behave. Because once we dropped that new 2 Chainz last night, man, Instagram went crazy and was just, oh, man, was just so disrespectful with it last night. Yeah. Also, man, big shout to everybody that was at BB Sundays with me this past Sunday in Fort Lauderdale at the Backyard. I appreciate everybody. DJ Slick Rick, you know what I mean? Shout out to my man Don P, my man Dukes, my man Chris. Shout to Terror Squad, DJ Surge. It was a great situation, all right, man? So look out for that. And that's about it, man. Like I said, man, we'll be back tomorrow, 10 o'clock. I'm going to be on the turntables playing some joints. And if you got a request, if you want to send me your music, send it to me. You know what I mean? We have packages where we can play your music all month long, 3 times a week, however, all right? And that's about it, man. Once again, man, I just want to thank Black Spider Guy Advice for coming through the show today and giving us a great show, a different segment of the show, man. AV Alpha Villain, that's my guy on Tuesday nights. You know what it is. Everybody have a good night. Bless. I'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock, all right? #1 DJ show on Instagram is the DJ Epps and Friends Show. Hit me up. You know what it is.
DJ Epps.